Hello, welcome back to Strange Horticulture Day 13, where things seem to be moving along quite quickly. We have our new puzzle, Endmoor Raven Spider, which I assume is going to be to do with this cipher on the map, so that's the very first thing we are going to do. But there has been an attack by the servant, and I think I might be able to defeat it. Or at least I'm going to get some information about how to defeat it. Let's actually pet the cat first before we do anything else. And then we'll pull that over here and use our will to explore for the morning. I kind of think that this isn't going to be too difficult. Where's my... there's my clue. Right, Endmoor, Raven, Spider. So Endmoor is going to be the place. I just need to find it. Undermere, Kentmere. There is Endmoor. There, Endmoor. Okay. So Endmoor. Put that in the middle. Raven, Spider. So the Raven's up here. The Spider's over here. This is the first time I've ever had one of these. It's got more than one direction to it. So I'm guessing I just have to go to both of these. Let's go for Raven since that's the first one on the list. And there's nothing there. Okay. Right, maybe this isn't going to be as simple as it seems then. Let's water some flowers, get a bit more will to explore, and see what happens if we just go to Spider. I have a feeling that nothing is going to happen, because I'd imagine that it will follow the same rule as going to Raven, but you never know. I think we should check. Okay, that gives us enough, so quick check for Spider from Endmoor. Otherwise, it's not really like it can be in the middle of those two. I guess that Kendall would be the middle of those two. I can see Cesar to the northeast across the river is what comes up for that one. That doesn't seem like it's going to be particularly important. How is Cesar to the northeast? That would make it over here. That's Sedberg, isn't it? Sedberg Castle. There's Cesar Castle. Could it be there? Where's my thing? No, that would make no sense. That's almost just underneath Spider. Okay, we need to think about this a bit more. Let's see who our first visitor to the shop is today. And it's Grace Enright. I don't remember you. Have you heard of this masked woman? Imagine having that amount of power. Nations would kneel before you. You would be a god. That creature, it's huge, unstoppable, and they say it obeys her every command. It would certainly come in helpful with my father-in-law tomorrow. That seems dramatic. I guess I'll just have to settle for some Daisy Dock to help me get through it instead. Okay. So you want to summon a demon for when your father-in-law comes to visit? That's some issues happening there. How do we find Daisy Dock? It is... well, you can brew a simple potion that will grant courage from the leaves. And it said that ancient warriors would take it before going into battle. And that is not a lot of information. So I guess we're just going by the picture for this one. It's kind of a three-pointed leaf. It doesn't say it has any flowers, but I guess that doesn't necessarily mean it has no flowers. This one looks quite like it. That one does mention that it has a gentle scent. It doesn't say anything about that here, but that leaf does really look like it. And its Latin name, which has primula in it, sounds like a much more recognisable flower, which does look a bit like that. Let's just quickly skim across them and see if anything else stands out. I think it's going to be that. Let's go for it. Pretty sure I'm not going to poison you. Here you go. Oh, no, that was not Daisy Dock. Sorry. I nearly did poison you. No idea what that one did. But it does look so similar. Okay. And yet I didn't notice anything that really looks like that. Oh wait, this one looked really like that. That's very similar. Bluish purple flowers. Okay, I feel less confident this time, but is it this one? Yay! Okay. Second time lucky. Those two are really similar to each other. We get Dead Man's Fingers page. This fungus is typically found in dense forests, protruding through the mulch. At a glance, it can appear as though a corpse is reaching up from the undergrowth, said to strengthen resolve and sharpen the mind. I've seen pictures of this. It truly does look really creepy. I can see why they called it that. Let's label the Daisy Dock before I forget which one it is. I really shouldn't have put them that close together even. It was this one, wasn't it? And it's just for courage. Okay, that was nearly a disaster for the first customer of the day. Let's hope the second one wants something less complicated. Oh, postman David Schaefer. Hi. This letter was delivered in an unusual way. There was no address provided, just the horticulturist. Spelled wrong. Okay, I have to assume it was meant for you. Oh yeah, it says horticulturist. Thank you. If you know your plants, this letter is for you. Any secrets on here? Ah, there is a secret. Not the easiest to read, but ho ho. So you got it working. Oh yes, yes, it works, it works. Look to the north of Bowfell, at the source of the River Esk. Nobody knows it grows there. It will be our little secret. Ho ho. Okay, why does the way this is written remind me of like Tom Bombadil? And what does he mean, so you got it working? That sounds like it's the person who left this here. Okay, let's go see what is there. So we want to go to the north of Bowfell, at the source of the River Esk. Right, where's Bowfell? Well, there's the Esk. There, Bowfell's there. At the source of the River Esk, so that's going to be right at the tip of this. Sure enough, I found a plant here that I've never seen before. Okay, what is it? That's a weird looking plant. Okay, thank you. Well, let's see who's next. I still don't know really what to do with Endmoor Raven Spider, but maybe we can work that out at the end of the day. Okay, Thora Dunn. I don't recognise you either. My husband likes to forage for mushrooms, but I'm worried about the ones he's brought back from his latest venture. Okay. This is a new service we're offering here. He's just been on a trip across the lake, exploring the woods to the west of here. He's got a bag full of odd-looking mushrooms that he says are perfectly safe, but they don't look edible to me. I'd have brought one with me to help identify it, but he's hoarding them because he thinks I'm going to throw them out. That sounds like it is a genuine possibility. I'll come back tomorrow. Okay. Mrs. Dunn, mushrooms, woods west of Undermere across the lake, so we need to find them for ourselves. So west of Undermere, across the lake, directly west of here. So like here. It could be a bit further into the forest, but this does have the edge of the forest on it. Let's see. Mushrooms. Have I never been here before? They're hard to find at first, but soon I'm seeing them everywhere. I have to agree with her. They don't look particularly edible. Let's put them over on this side with their other mushrooms. Although, that's not particularly helpful to her still because I don't know what they are. We work it out like this. Well, that's not even a mushroom. It's not that. Oh, there is a flower. It's not dead man's fingers. They don't look like that. Devil's nightcap? No, that has leaves. So does that. You know, someone really should have organized this into fungus and not fungus. Could it be this one? A spongy mushroom with potent abilities, only safe to consume in small quantities, grants great strength for short periods at the expense of severe fatigue once the effect has worn off. It would be helpful if it said what colour they are. It could be, maybe. I'm pretty sure it's not Meridoc, that's a flower, yep. Maybe it's not something that I've come across either. Nope, sheepsnap has green seed pods, it can't be that. Oh, maybe. An edible mushroom with some mild medicinal properties. When dried and eaten, it can help relieve pain. That, again, really is not much information about it. Dark red fruits, nope. Nope, small cup-like flowers. So, okay, no, I think it's either one of those two or we don't know what it is yet, so not sure what we're going to tell her tomorrow. Okay, who's next? Have a simple one for me, Simone Green. Ah, Lord Fremont told me he was able to help you find some information on the servant. I've been looking all over the library, but all I've discovered is a mold problem. I hoped you might have some sweet breath that could help clear it up. Okay, this is decision time because in yesterday's episode, if you were watching that, a woman who we helped with her dreams came in and said she'd deciphered her dream and the librarian wasn't telling us something. So we should give her, I think it was Haylien, was the one that made her tell the truth. Oh no, that's to get rid of toxins from the air, so it must have been the Liesel of Neptune. Ah yeah, that was it. Truthsayer. See, this is not really a black and white moral decision because the librarian's been really nice to us. She's actually given us a lot of really useful information. But why would she be keeping something secret? And I do want to know what the secret is. This might be a bad thing to do though. I feel a bit guilty. Maybe she's trying to keep it secret for a good reason. I think we're going to have to go for it. I need to know. I need to know what she's keeping from us. Okay, it's sparsely petaled, pale flowers, gives off a strong scent. I mean, it's pretty unusual looking. It's not that new one, is it? No. Doesn't have a strong scent, or at least it doesn't mention that it has one. Sparsely petaled. Nope, that's Gandhi root. It's also got quite like a bulbous bottom part. Long thin leaves, quite rigid. Our aroma is sharp and citric. I think it's going to be that. Sparsely petaled, pale flowers, yep. And it has a strong scent, sharp and citric. Oh, okay. This is one of the only times in this game when I feel like I am not sure if this is the right decision or not, but We're going for it. Eat the truth plant. I didn't want to mention this, but Fremont gave me something else from his archives, a recipe for an elixir. It's the key to the link to the servant. In theory, it would be possible to wrest control of it from the woman in the jade mask. In theory. But the only records I was able to find are hundreds of years old. And even if it works, what then? The power that can be wielded through the woken dendro is too great for any one person. We should stick to the Sisterhood's ritual. Okay, I understand now. So she didn't want to tell us this because she doesn't think it's a good idea. She thinks it would be dangerous to choose that option. So we could technically take the power away from her so we control the servant. But maybe this is going to be like a Lord of the Rings, One Ring situation where we can't actually control it even if we get it, and it would be a bad idea. Okay. But now I know at least. Okay, and I've got a letter and a book entry from that. Book entry is Sour Bandy. The Sour Bandy can help with memory recovery, especially if the memory has been deliberately sabotaged. The name of this plant derives from the fact that, although edible, the large stamen is extremely bitter to the taste. Okay, that's an interesting one. And I have the elixir of control. Oh, that's the letter. The actual elixir recipe. The link between the servant and the master is not fully understood. What we do know, however, is that the link can be broken at the expense of the mind of the master. In doing so, a new master can take their place and assume control over the servant. A strong will is required when consuming this elixir, lest the mind of the drinker is overwhelmed. It is believed that the power of a stone circle can amplify the effect of the elixir. Yeah, I think this should only be done in really last resort situations, because what I'm kind of reading here is that you can't get rid of your link to the servant. The link can be broken at the expense of the mind of the master. So not only would I destroy the mind of the woman in the mask, but I also couldn't break my own link to the servant without destroying my own mind, potentially. Although I guess I could just, if I controlled it, maybe I could tell it to destroy itself. Yeah, let's put that away for now. That can be emergency use only. Okay, Lorena Chapman. How can I help you? My cousin will be married in 3 days. Okay, that's a much more normal problem. If you've got some trimble huff, then it'd save me the trouble of going out to find some myself. I don't remember if I already found that. If you knew my cousin, you'd know she's not worth the trouble. Well, that's kind of rude. Or maybe it's truthful. I don't know. I don't know your cousin. No, I haven't found trimble huff yet. Oops. It's this one, traditionally used as decoration at weddings, sought to strengthen relationships, a cross-section of the small cup-like flowers. They generally point downwards to avoid filling with water and allow easy access for pollinating insects. Okay, so we're looking for a droopy flower with like one stamen in the middle. I mean, again, it could kind of be that one, couldn't it? It does have heart-shaped leaves. I think that might actually be a possibility. What else has got kind of bell-shaped flowers? Pointing downwards. That one's got too many stamen. So, nope, that one's made in sorrow. I think it is that new one. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, no. Okay, not that one. Sorry, nearly poisoned a bride. Small cup-like flowers that generally point downwards. Kind of like that, but that's Gandhi root, so it's not that. I mean, technically the flower of that looks like it, but they're not pointing downwards. It does say they generally point downwards, not always. Maybe they're not cup-like enough either, though. I don't think they would fill it with water. An overpowering, sickly sweet scent from those ones. They're kind of pointing all over the place, though. The only things that look like that are things that I already know what they are. Is there a possibility that this is going to be the plant that my new clue is for? Endmoor, raven, spider. Okay, it's definitely directing us to put Endmoor in the center. Raven is up here. Spider is over here. If we were to go directly in the center of those two, it would take us to this spot in Kendall. Should we try that? Well, it can't hurt. Why did I come here? Okay, it's not that then. Endmoor, raven, spider. I mean, technically these are cup-shaped. They do have one stamen. It's just that not all of them are pointing down, but I mean, they're all pointing sort of down, at least to the side, so they wouldn't collect water. If I get this one wrong, I think it would fill Rising Dread, but let's risk it. Oh, yay, it was that one. Okay, Trimblehuff. Here we get Glowhorn. The glowhorn or forest lantern or pixie lamp is phosphorescent, illuminating the trees it grows under. Suspicious travellers avoid walking towards it, fearing that the faint lights will lure them to their demise. Yeah, that is concerning. Okay, Trimblehuff. Here's that one there, so I'm just going to double check it in the book. Did it do anything apart from... No. Thought to strengthen relationships. Okay. Not sure that one's going to be particularly useful to us, but... Okay, there it is, nicely labelled. Which means the only thing we have left here is our card from the previous day. Endmoor Raven Spider. But it's not Endmoor and then you point to the raven. It's not Endmoor and then point to the spider. Placing this over it did nothing, so there's no hidden secret there. I have a potential idea, but it might be stupid. So last time I said we'll go for the raven first because it's the first on the list. But what if, instead of that, so we start with the center as Endmoor, we follow the raven, but we don't actually go there. Instead, we just put this on it. So it's like at the edge of the forest with there. So technically this was raven. This was the square that was raven. And then spider would be this one. Oh, that actually worked. Okay, a jackdaw croaks hidden somewhere nearby. Strange shapes of old stones pierce the long grass. Among them, some plants grow. Okay, and there are 2 new plants. I did not know that that thing could direct us like that. That is a really weird looking plant. That one should be nice and easy to identify at least. I think that is everything that we can do on day 13. And surely, very soon, that decision about what we're going to do about the servant is going to come up. That should be interesting. Let's see what our dream is for the end of the day. Pet the cat first. "8 miles to the east." To the east of what? Is this the sacred tree? So 8 miles to the east of that, maybe? I think that's probably what we'll try. The shepherd watched as she prepared the leaves and roots that she would require. He watched as the hours dragged by, the sun set, and she worked by candlelight, at times sitting still, at times moving like a dancer among the stones. The change happened suddenly but also subtly, so that at first the watcher was not sure that anything had happened. Then he saw it. Ah, okay. This is going to be the servant ritual, isn't it? We are nearly at the end of this. Okay, something dramatic is sure to happen in the next couple of days, I think. So, thank you for joining me again in another day of Strange Horticulture, where I only nearly poison people and still don't know how I'm going to defeat the servant. So if you want to find out what happens on day 14, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you soon.